Hello and welcome back to Waverly Zoo. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in, and let's crack on, shall we? So today I'm going to be building my administration building, and as you can see I have already started. So my thinking with this is that most big parks like zoos or theme parks, there is an awful lot of behind the scenes work that goes on, lots of admin, and so they would all have some kind of building like this. Now this is quite large, probably bigger than it would be, but I'm kind of thinking that inside here there's not just offices to do with the zoo, but maybe function rooms or something like that as well. I don't know, maybe these just offices. I may even do some function rooms or something somewhere else. But anyway, this is what I'm going for. So I wanted to keep it fairly plain, as in square, because I think as a basic office building it would be, but at the same time I want it to be an interesting square shape. So this is what I've gone with. So lots of different shapes all put together. I've got this nice little glass corridor here linking the two. I think that works really nicely. And then around the front I've got this one here, obviously, that sticks out. It's not going to be floating, it will have some legs at the front. And then I think what I'll do probably in here will be an entrance way, some sort of fancy reception area in here. And what I'm thinking is obviously there'll be a lot of staff that work in here all the time, and I've got this space here, so what I'm thinking is I might make a small car park here, like a staff car park, with a pathway coming along the side here and then down between the buildings here and running all the way along the back of the building here, and then eventually joining the main pathway inside the park here. It's a bit tricky because obviously you don't want anyone from the street just walking in here, walking down here and getting free entrance to the park, so I'm not too sure how I'm going to do it yet. But I may not worry too much about that. It depends how it looks when I give it a go. I've also got a bit of an idea of how I'm going to do the windows in the building here. I don't want to just put windows on, I want to actually be able to see inside, so I'm thinking what I might do is use some of the facility buildings with windows inside here, all facing inwards, so the windows are on the outside, and then replace these walls with the window pieces. And I think that would look really nice because it, you know, the interiors of the facility buildings do look very nice, and certainly if you don't look in too much detail, I think they could easily just look like office rooms. So I'm going to try that. I've also got a bit of an idea for this roof. I like the colours that I've got. I just want to, it's just a little bit boxy at the moment, so I'm just thinking what I might try and do is just to copy this darker grey piece of the roof and sort of double layer it down here with the white pit in the middle, just to add an extra bit of I don't know, what's the word, architectural oomph to the building. That's my thinking. But actually I think so far I like the shape of it. It's low. I didn't want anything too tall. I wanted it to stay quite low, and I think it looks good, sort of proportional from back here. But yet you might still be able to see sort of past it and see trees and things in the distance. So yeah, good so far. So let me crack on with that, and I will be back with another update in just a moment. Right, I've done a fair bit here. So you can see what I meant with the roof. See, I've doubled up the grey bit on the roof, and I think it looks so much better. It just looks more solid, more designed, like it's not just a boring grey box. It looks like, you know, there's clearly no reason for it to look like that, so it is a design aesthetic. Obviously continued it around the bottom of this one, mainly because it just didn't look right on here where I had it going along and then stopping, so I felt like I needed to copy it around there. And you can see I have put the facility buildings inside, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so pleased with how that looks. You know, certainly from back here it just looks like a load of office rooms inside. Even though I sort of research lab and stuff. I can't even remember what facility building I used. Oh, research centre for most of these, just because it was an interesting interior. It's got a bit of everything in here, hasn't it? What's that? Little magazine. Mooper? Yeah, I don't know what that is. And Cloxico. I love it. It's so detailed. It's yeah, they're fantastic. Little buildings, these, and obviously, you know, they look awful inside here because they're just all higgledy-piggledy all over the place. But they really suit the look I was going for, so that worked very nicely. Obviously, put some supports in here, and this is my reception area, or it will be. I wanted it to be something a bit different and fairly grand, because I think this is a building where they would have sort of visitors to a fair bit. You know, people that had business dealings with the zoo would be coming in here, so they would have quite an impressive looking reception area, I think. So I've gone with some brick flooring and some fancy glass, and then inside I've actually kitted this bit out with a couple of sort of fake corridors just leading off to the side. I'm not taking them any further than that, but from here it looks like the corridors go into the building. And then this will become a reception, so I'm going to do an interior for this with a reception desk and some seats and things. And out here I will decorate a bit with some plants, maybe. Obviously I'll make some planted areas on each side here as well. Yeah, I think that's all I've done. I say all, that took me a while. But the roof took me a while duplicating this. It wasn't as simple as just copy and pasting, unfortunately. It was a little trickier than that. And obviously I've got this path, so you know, this path is starting along here, and I am going to bring it down here and into a car park. And in fact, I think I need to do some other entrances, maybe some emergency exits or something, because you wouldn't just have the one door coming in. You would have something sort of fire exits over here and probably over here. Certainly, if there's going to be a car park here, I think I'll have an entrance here somewhere. Excuse me. Don't know what's going on with my voice today. So yeah, we shall see. I think I may do some of that next, or I may do my reception room. Not sure. Let's see what takes my fancy. But yeah, I'll be right back with another update. Right, just a small update here. I struggle coming up with a name, so I've called it, for now, I've just called it Waverly Administration. I don't know what this sort of building would be called, to be honest. I'm really not sure. So yeah, that's kind of all I've come up with for now. But yeah, I like it. I really like this writing, this particular font. It was the perfect size for on here, and I like it. I think it works well. I put some hedging around here. Office buildings like this often have nice clipped hedging because it keeps the lines, you know, from the building. It's an architectural thing, you know. Lots of straight lines in foliage next to straight lines in buildings. Yeah. So that goes all the way around the back here. Got Waverly Administration on the back of the building here as well, and it is in fact round on that side of the building, so it can be seen from all over really. And then I've just done these small flower beds on each side. Got one big tree in here, again like the building is built around it. These would be simple, so they're just some basic shrubs. And some of this, what is it, scaviola? I can never remember this thing. Yeah, scavola. I don't know how you pronounce that. But it's that thing used, just sunk into the ground and used as a sort of a ground cover thing under here. This side is a little bit dodgy here because of the roof, so things would struggle to grow under here. But I've just taken a bit of creative license with that and just put the shrubs in anyway because it would look silly without them. Haven't done my interior yet. I'm a bit scared of that. I'm not great with interiors. I need to do a bit of practice, but there we go. So I may do that next, or I may chicken out and do the car park. I don't know. But yeah, so that was just a really short update there, just because I'm not sure how much longer I've got today for building, but yeah, the video maybe builds over several sessions. But anyway, so my next update will hopefully have a little bit more in it. So let's move on. Right then, I have been busy. So the last session did not have much of an update. This one has got loads in it. I've basically finished. I'll be honest, I should have stopped halfway through, but I was getting carried away and I just did so much, and suddenly I realised that I'd nearly finished and I'd forgotten to do any recording updates. So there we go. So we've got lots to talk about in this update. So let's go. Ooh, excuse me. So for a start, I've put this extra little bit of road pathway, in here with a nice cypress tree in the middle. A couple of cypress trees here as well. This one here, actually I'm going to get rid of that one, I think. But my main project around the front here was my interior for the reception area. So let's have a look at that. So I've done a couple of plant pots on the outside here. Tried to use some different plants. Every time I do these pots, it's very easy to just keep making them look the same. So I've tried to do something a bit different. So I used these reeds in the middle. Even though they're a water plant, you could easily have water stored in the pot. And I thought they looked nice poking out the middle with these nice palm leaves around the outside. So that's what I've gone with in there. And then a couple more actually in this this sort of conservatory type bit. And then we have our reception. And I'm pretty happy with how this came out. So I thought, being a zoo, I'd try and get a bit of theming in here. So I've got this nice stone piece in the reception desk here with all these bugs on, which I thought looked very nice, and then this this facade on the walls, sort of a jungly thing. It looks very zoo-like. So even though it's an office building, I still think they would sort of theme a little bit, just so you knew you were still in a zoo. Monitors up on the wall. Couple of nice modern looking seats. Struggled to get these in, actually. I had to, because originally this wasn't an accessible area. I didn't have any pathways, so I had to bring the path inside here, which is very tricky without it connecting to the path on the other side of this wall here, because obviously I wanted it separate, and it was a bit awkward. But I got there and I managed to get some of these nice modern benches in here. They probably are actually a bit too small, as in a bit low, but that's fine. I can forgive myself for that. I left the concrete roof, got some lighting in, a few rugs, and this desk again is pretty simple, just made up with some planks and some beams. One of my usual wooden stools. I wish they would give us more chairs in the game. Having to make these wooden stalls is kind of annoying. They're not very good. Could do with some proper chairs. And again, just some little monitors here and some switches and a clipboard. Another clipboard actually on the side there. And obviously a reception sign. That's just a big block of stone with some writing on it. Pretty simple. But it works, you know, I like it. I think it does what it needs to do. So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with how that has come out. Let's head round this way. So this is our staff only pass. So what I decided here was just to sink one of these signs in the floor saying staff only. I didn't want to put a gate on or anything like that. It didn't look right. So, you know, scrap that idea and I just went with the writing on the floor, and I just have to trust that people are honest. I decided to put the railing back on this path. I thought the railings, they do look good in the right situation. And in this case, I wanted a railing on the path. So there we go. So I did that. Put some foliage down this side between the path and the car park. Again, nice and random, just some nice shrubs. Wouldn't be anything that needs a lot of maintenance along here. Obviously, there is a bit of an issue with the railing on this side with the clipped hedging, because it'd be very hard to clip this hedging with the railing here. But it looks good, so I've left it. I really wish there was an option actually of putting railing on one side of a path and not the other. Because ideally that's what I want here. I want railing on this side and not this side. But obviously you can't do that. So yeah, bit of a pain. A few bits of realism here. Just got some air vents on the walls. And then my emergency exit only, because I needed a couple of these. I'm really happy with how this worked. I put a bit of pathway here. Obviously it doesn't go anywhere inside. It links to one of these random things in here. but I wanted this to look like it was actually a pathway, so I was very relieved that I was able to get that path in there with the railings going into the wall, emergency exit door. I think that looks really good. So yeah, very pleased with that. Come along here, more shrubs, a couple of trees, more of these cypress trees along here. Did a little bit of detailing inside this walkway. Again, just put on some doors with surrounds and a couple of lights. Very simple, but I just liked the look of the walkway. So yeah, that works very nicely. And now this path extends. So this is quite a large addition. Come along here and boom, boom, boom. We have a car park. And this is our staff car park. Let me go at the front and show you. So staff and visitor parking. There we go. So I went with the cypress trees again along the front. Nice and formal looking. And really simple car park, this one. I obviously put some cars in here. Bit of foliage and another exit. I thought it made sense that you would have another emergency exit at this end of the building as well, because obviously if there was a fire, so there was a fire here, the people in this building can't get out, so that is their exit. That's as realistic as I'm going to be getting in the game. Again, I was very relieved that it worked perfectly building this pathway, because I thought I might have to build a fake pathway, like a fake fire exit, fire escape or something, but actually the path worked perfectly here. So really relieved about that. Got some of these nice Gilder rose bushes along here, just separating the car parks out. Obviously from the public's point of view, they don't really want to be able to see through there, but I like leaving a few eye lines where you can just kind of get a glimpse of something going on through there. Yeah, and you know, a couple of bushes here and there. So there we go. So I think I'm sort of done with this area, I think. And I think, let's zoom out. Actually, well, let me show you what it looks like at night, because I have done a bit of lighting. I don't think I've done too much, but luckily with these facility buildings, you kind of get built-in lighting. And I didn't want to spoil it by putting lots of lights on the outside of the building, because actually I want you to see through the windows. Because it looks so good. It really does. It really looks like office buildings in there, so I'm really happy with that. Obviously the reception area here is very well lit, as it would be. So you know, you come in and you can see the lights doing their thing. So yeah, I really like that. And I have of course lit up this glass corridor with a couple of nice strong lights, because again it looks so much nicer being well lit. And I've left them the same colour. I didn't want to change the colour of the lighting here. I thought it might look a bit fake, so I just left that as traditional office lighting. And obviously the car park has got its street lights. I haven't bothered putting another one of these signs further up here. I don't think it's necessary, because that might confuse people in thinking that they can come in here even though there's a sign. I'd rather leave it on either side of this car park, because at least that is a public car park. So yeah, that was my thinking behind that. So there we go. I'm very happy with how this is turning out now. I think that's quite a nice sort of entrance area. Like I say, I will eventually do a car park on this side of the road, but it's quite a boring thing to do, and I don't have the noodle for it at the moment, I'm afraid. Same as the interior for the gift shop. I'm going to have to wait until I'm inspired enough to tackle that, but I will do at some point. So, but I'm keen to start putting an animal or two in, and so that's going to be my next project. It's going to be this area here. So, like I said, I'm going to spread the zoo out. So there's going to be big enclosures. There's going to be large areas where there aren't animals. So that's what I'm thinking here. Is going to be a large sort of a triple habitat in this area here, and then around it there may well be some sort of woodland or something with pathways through leading out to other areas. Not too sure yet, but that's going to be my next project. But for today, that's going to be everything, I think, because I'm pretty happy with how this administration building is looking now. So I'm happy to sign that one off for now. Obviously there's a lot more to do around here, but I'm not sure what I'm doing there yet, so that's not a problem. So yeah, so let's leave it there. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my administration building, and anything else you want to say, please do. But for now, let's leave it there. So thank you very much, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye for now.